I wanted to go after a life that was going to be more fulfilling. So I was hopeful that I would make money along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, I did. It was more important to me at that point, though, to be fulfilled from the inside. I think I started an inner journey at that point. I'd been on an
Mm-hmm.
outer journey up until then,
Mm-hmm.
getting all of the outer things that we're supposed to want. And I started an inner journey at that point.
Can we unpack that a little bit? Because you said a word that really struck me when you said prove, and a lot of my students talk about imposter syndrome, and I think there's this layer to proving, right? Imposter in some ways is just like you're trying to prove to the outside world that you belong, and then the other layer to that is try to prove to yourself that you're good enough, that you're worthy, that you do belong, right? And so could you tell me a little bit about your experience in grappling with this idea of proving? Who do you have to prove, and how do you pour energy into proving the right person? Because the right person is really yourself, right? You don't have to prove yourself to anyone. But in the moment, when you have so much weight, you're in college. Did I make the right choice in picking the right major? Did I make the right choice in picking the right career? Right? There's all these life earth-shattering questions. When in the moment it feels like an earth-shattering, question. But for you, you've pivoted. And so could you tell me how you were able to work through that, this idea of proving something to someone?
To be honest, I think I just went through it the way everyone else does. I don't know that there's a secret. It's interesting because now as a coach and I work with executives, entrepreneurs, and particularly I'm working right now with a group of early 20 somethings in their career. And what I find so interesting is that it doesn't matter what age. You could be 22 or you could be 52 or older. Everyone feels like an imposter. Everyone's trying to prove something. And so for me, it kind of evens the playing field. And I think there's something to just know that everyone feels like they're going to be found out, that they are secretly not as good at what they're doing, and somebody's going to figure that out and they're going to be fired.
Mm-hmm.
And if everyone feels that way, then we're all equal. Like, because it isn't real anyway, right? It's in here. We all have it. So knowing that, it just makes us all equal.
And so you talked about coaching. Tell me a little bit more about what you do day to day in your coaching journey.
So a coach needs to, if you really want to know, the biggest part of what I do is I listen. I listen deeply. I'm listening for what isn't being said. And I ask the questions to help my clients untangle their thinking. I ask the questions behind the questions. My job as a coach is not to have the answers. It's to ask the questions. I know and trust that my clients ultimately know what's best for them. So I ask them the questions to help them sort that out for themselves and to get to from where they are to where they say they want to go.
Thanks for listening. For more amazing content and episode updates, be sure to subscribe to this podcast and the Dr. J's Office Hours YouTube channel. Also, if you like notes from this episode and more, head over to drjaewilliams.com and download Dr. J's Gems. The notes include a breakdown of the conversation, key concepts, and helpful resources exclusively for my Office Hours fam. Absolutely free. You heard it right, free. So come through. You never know. You just might learn something new. And remember, you are what you've been waiting for. Talk to you soon. Peace.